Peace, my family, and we're all back to all those coming out of that cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This your girl, the butterfly, and we about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all that good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right and that good mind. How y'all feeling today? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up in your higher natures and cleansing. Cleansing the lows. I came in here today to read the Holy Qur'aan. This again will certainly help you on this good journey. So with that being said, family, let's get started. And so it reads, the winds that blew pollen. Chapter 67. And so it reads, begin all prayers and thinking by using the name of source Allah, the Rahman, who is the most merciful. The rat that blew pollen about, it is distributed by the source. Command, the day of decision is true. The night will come to pass. Ezekiel swears by the skies. The Enotypes mortals have different things to say about the day of decision. The concealers of the facts will be turned away from the gardens. The ones who make up things will be killed. One moment. And the winds that blew the great craft Nibiru blew. So the great craft Nibiru blew. It carried it with a heavy burden. They removed the black carbon dust cloud that blocked the sun's light from the earth. So they are running about with, now clouds move about with ease. So those forces, powers of Nibiru will distribute it by his Anu's command. Surely that you are promised the day of decision is verily Zorda true. And surely your means of judgment will come to pass. And I, Gabriel, who is also known as Ezekiel, swear of the skies, the essence of the pathway to the stars, to travel back and forth. And surely you all have different things to say about it. The day of decision. The concealer of the facts will be turned away from them, because he turned away from the facts. The ones who make up things, saints of Muslims, will be killed. And it goes on to read, those who are drowned won't obey. On the day of decision, their punishment will be the fire. They are to taste their fasnats. Those who tremble at the mention will be in Jannah garden. Those were the ones who did good. They slept only a little of the shadow hour period, and they came for the breaking forth of day worship. And their wealth is a portion of the beggars. These are the signs in key earth Tamar. Those who are drowned in negligence won't obey. They ask, when is this day of judgment coming? Question, is their own day on which the fire shall be their punishment. Taste your own test punishment, for this is that which you all were hastening to. Surely as for the ones who tremble at the mention will be Jannah, the garden, and fountains, taking from whatever their sustainer, who is Rab, gave to them. Surely they were the ones who did that which is best before death. They slept only a little period of the shadow hour period, and when the early daytime hour came for the salat worship of the breaking forth of day, they were up asking for forgiveness and worship. And in their wealth was a portion for the ones who asked begging, and the ones who is forbidden. And in the planet Ki, Tamit, Earth, there are signs for the ones who want to be sure. You will never see them, even by your own selves. In the skies is your rich. By the Rab of the skies and key. It's a fact, Muhammad. Didn't you hear about the guest of Abram, Michael, Nero, and Raphael entered his camp and said salam? Abram tells Sarah to prepare a fat calf for them. The Anunnaki told Abram, one moment. Abram tells Sarah to prepare a fat calf for them. The Anunnaki told Abram not to fear them. The Elohim are going to bring good news to Abram about a lad full of knowledge. Sarah said she was an Asawar and burden. The source Allah is knowing the wise. So it goes on to read, and you will never be able to see them, even by your own spirits. And in the skies is your rich vision, that which you are promised. And by the Rab, sustainer, master of the skies and planet keys, surely it is fact beyond any doubt, just as much as when you speak. Did the Hadi tell come to you, Muhammad, about the generous day, the guest of generous day, the guest of Michael, Uriel, and Raphael questioned when they entered upon him in his camp. So they, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael said, salam, peace, he, Abram, and peace, but sort of unknown stranger kindred are you? Question. So Abram said, salam, peace, what sort of unknown strange kindred are you? Question. So then Abram returned around to his family, Sarah. So Sarah came with a calf fact. So Abram brought it to them, the three Elohim Anunnaki, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael, and said, will you not eat? So Abram, thought to himself, how strange they, the three Anunnaki, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael were, and feared them. But they, the three Elohim, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael, read his mind and said, don't fear us, not me. We not he, bring you good news of a lad and who will be full of knowledge. So then Sarah, his wife, Sarah, Abram's woman, Sarah came forward out of the tent in a loud cry of laughter and tears, and struck violently her own face, said, I, Sarah, am old and burdened, past childbearing. And they, the three Elohim Anunnaki, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael, said, this is what your Sarah's Rab, sustainer, has said, and surely he not we, is knowing and wise. Abram wanted to know what were the three Anunnaki's mission. They said that they are here. They said that they are sent to the cursed Enocytes of Sodom and Gomorrah. They were marked by Abram's Rab. Uriel and Raphael were to bring forth the faithful from destruction. The Elohim only found one household where Muslims Lot and his two daughters. They left in it signs. Sabrina, Lot's wife, who was paralyzed. Musha sent to Ramesses II. Pharaoh said he was a magician and possessed with a jinn. The Anunnaki cast Pharaoh and his army into the Red Sea. And it goes on to read, and Aaron said, so what is your three Anunnaki, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael, sermon or mission, O you who were sent, his messengers? Question. They, the three Elohim, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael, said, surely we are only sent to the curse and rejected kindred, Sodom and Gomorrah. For we, Uriel and Raphael, are sent on them stones from hot clay, and they destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, marked by your Abram's wrath, sustainer for those who are accursed, transgress. And so we, Uriel and Raphael, were to bring forth who was in it, Sodom and Gomorrah of the faithful ones. But we not heed. Elinaki, Uriel, and Raphael did not find in it Sodom and Gomorrah except for one household, Lot and his 2 daughters, who were peaceful ones. And we not heed. Uriel and Raphael left in it the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah signs. Lot's wife, Sabrina, who turned as a pillar of salt, which means she became paralyzed for those who feared the aching pain. And in concerning Musha, when we not heed, Elinaki sent him to the Pharaoh Ramesses II with a clear authoritative power. But he, Ramesses II, just turned away with his chiefs and said, he, Musha, is neither a magician or a mighty man possessing with the jinn. So we not heed, Elinaki took him, Pharaoh Ramesses II and his army of Egyptians, Mizrahites, and we not heed, the Elinaki cast them in the sea, the Red Sea, falsely called the Red Sea, and that was parted for the Israelites, the Jacobites, and closed in on the Pharaoh and his army, and he is the blame. The destroying wind was sent upon the Enochites of Ed, and it was made to look like ashes. Solomon told him to enjoy themselves for a little while. Luqman didn't obey Allah, so El-Sadat overtook them, and they were not able to get up and aid themselves. The Qur'aan of Noach were transgressors. The Anunnaki are the expanders of the heavenly skies. The Elohim create all things to pairs, and Amen is a warner to Abram's seed. So it goes on to read, and it added, when we not heed, the Elohim sent upon them Enochites, the destroying of wind. Nothing was left, not nothing to which it came blew upon, except that it was made to look like ruin, rotten. And in Thumud, when it was said to them, Enochites of Thumud by the newsbearer, Saul, to enjoy themselves for a little time. So they, the Enochites, the mortals of Thumud, did not obey the command for their wrath sustainer. So the thunderbolt overtook them, and they, the Enochites of Thumud, were watching it all happen. So they, the Enochites of Thumud, were not able to even stand up, nor could they aid themselves. And the kindred of Noach from before, surely they, the Enochites, were a kindred who were transgressors. And the heavenly skies, we not he, the Elohim built it with a great strength, laid foundations of the cosmos, and surely we the Elohim are its expanders, enlargers. We made it bigger. And as for the planet Ki, Tamet, Earth, we not he, the Elohim unfolded it. The planet Earth split into pieces, split into parts, also called Earth. So we not he, Elohim spread it out in our grace, the Asherah. And we not he, the Elohim created all things in pairs made, so that perhaps you would remember. So rush, flee to the source Allah. Surely I am a clear warning for you. Abram seed from him, Abram. Don't make any other Allahs with Allah. That is how it is. For every Rasul that came before them were called a magician and a Majnun, and have the Jacobites inherited this characteristic. Question: Muhammad is not to blame for Israel, and the remembrance is benefiting the Israelites. Allah didn't create the jinn and the Enochite except to slave for him, and Allah did not want any provision or food from them. Yahshua Allah is the provider and source of all power for the just ones, and they will have a portion just like the portion of the disagreeable seed companions. Cursed be to all of the disagreeable malevolent ones' seed, and don't make with the source Allah any other Allah sources. Surely I, Muhammad, am a clear warner for you. Abram's seed from him. That is how it is. There has not come to those before them the Enochites of Abram's seed, Rasul one sent without them, saying he is a magician or a madman or possessed with a jinn. Have they, the bad seed of Abram, the Jacobites, inherited the characteristics of disagreeable ones with it? In fact, they are just a kindred of transgressors. So Muhammad, turn away from them, Israelites and Jacob, Israel and Jacob, for you are not to be blamed for them, and continue to remember. So surely the remembrance is benefiting the faithful. And we have not created the jinn, the disagreeable malevolent race of Elohim and Anunnaki and Enochite, seed of Enos, except to be a slave to me. And we don't want from them the seed of evil one and the seed of Adam, Zachar, and Hua, Nekeva, any writs provision, physical things. And we don't want them to feed me food. And surely Allah, He, not we, is the provider, the original provider, the source, all power, the firm. So surely for those who are in a state of unjust, Enochites, mortals, who follow the evil one, there is a portion like the portion of their companions, disagreeable one seed. So don't let them seek to speed up time. So the curse be for those who follow. Curse be for those followers of the disagreeable, malevolent one, who conceals which they know to be the facts from their own day in which they are promised, the day of judgment. That's it, calling Azim. Alright now. So that right there was the end of that chapter. And so family, you are encouraged so much so to check this out yourself if you're interested. And again, family, it's on the channel. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, okay? Alright. Family, I want you all to know that you are loved beyond this world. And in it, begin to spread that love one to another. Be the peace that you seek. Release our master teacher, Dr. Malachi Seer. Peace, shalom, hashud, divine love, family, and watu. And it's all